And that's part of the
scary
tearing down of the, what would you say, the status of the living status.
Right.
You know, that we've all accepted
right.
and contributed to with our sweat and working. And now, well, what is the third world country term gets bandied about, but as strange as that sounds, it's like all the best part of the civilization seems to be pulled out, just like wages,
yes.
just
yes.
like the unions,
the education,
situations,
the infrastructure,
clothing, everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all sort of being left down to the lowest level.
It's all being drained. Yeah, our standard of living, and it's all being drained between the highways. And look at our utilities alone. You know, this is another bone of contention I have is with, you know, flex your power, turn off your electricity and the heat. You know, the fact of the matter is we wouldn't have that drain if we didn't have so many people illegally here draining from us.
Yes.
So it's the hospitals, it's the highways, it's the utilities, it's every you know, I've had illegals actually ask me out on protests and rallies, well, you know, how does it affect, have you actually felt any of this? I said, I feel it every day. I feel it in the crowds. I feel it in the lack of hospitals. I feel it at the DMV lines. All do. We all do. It's a drain on
crime.
Society.
I mean, that's a whole other thing.
And the gangs.
Aren't they saying that it's roughly about 9,000 Americans who are killed every year due to illegal immigration?
Actually, it's, if you want to break it down, I'll expand on that. It's between 22 and 25 American citizens a day, every day, perish at the hands of illegals.
Deaths that could be avoided.
Yes.
That's a great segue.
Yeah.
If I could ask the control room, there was another still store roll-in with some statistics from the ICE and Immigration Service. If you guys could punch that up on the screen there, it has some very interesting statistics. I think it will be very eye-opening to a lot of people. And we can probably discuss that a little bit if you keep the mics open. If we could go to that now, that little still store. That was on the floppy disk that I gave you. But what I have is a list of statistics that have to do with emergency room overuse, Medicare overuse, HUD, housing, like you were saying, the jails, arrest warrants, overcrowding in the jails, not only in the state jail system, but in the federal jail system.
And that's ridiculous. That we have, I think it's a huge percent. I think it's more, but at least 20% of illegals are being housed in our prisons.
Right.
I don't understand that at all. And you know, there's one other thing that's really, really kind of, it's a very broad thing. We hear nothing but every day about the gangs, about fixing the gangs, more money to the gangs, more police, gang. Guess what? If that comes down to one word will really make a huge dent, and that would be deport.
Yeah.
Every single one of these gang members that are illegal should be deported. What a huge dent that would make. Not more money, not more police, not more anything. Just deport them.
Yeah, and right there you'd empty the jails in half because they say it's 50%.
And cut this gang problem.
50% is are illegals that are able to be put into a deportation system. And then that would free up the jails immediately.
Now let's make it clear. You know, our organization, all of us are here for one thing, and that is we're talking about illegal immigration.
Right.
We're not talking about any particular race. We're talking about one group, and that group is illegal.
Right, that's true.
You know, and we have to always keep that right. We always have to, because people are always calling us racist. And the fact of the matter is if you're against illegal immigration, they want everybody to believe we're racist.
Well, that's the way they disarm us. That's the way they try to disarm us. But you know what, I want to say something that I've always said in every place I've been, and that to me, this whole battle will be won or lost on how we define children born to women in this country illegally. The Constitution does not allow for citizenship to be granted to a child born to a woman here illegally. If you believe that when the 14th Amendment to the Constitution was enacted, that they anticipated a woman sneaking across the border from wherever or flying into the country from wherever she comes and allowing that child citizenship, you are sadly mistaken. The Supreme Court knows it. That is why the cases are going and coming to the court, and they're going to have to determine that all of these kids that are here, that were born here, but to women that are foreigners, are not granted citizenship.
Non-citizens.
That is, if we are to be true to our word, that we are a country of rule of law, that is what I think all citizens must demand. That deportation involves the children as well as the parents.
I agree. Yeah.
That's true. That's a very
Well,
big
now,
thing too.
if you notice now, their whole approach is separating the families. You know, we have these ICE raids, and they take the people, they deport people, and now all of a sudden we're the bad guys because they've been separated as families.
Yeah,
Well, in a way, they don't have to be
They-
separated.
they
I
do
knew
not.
a family that had happened to. I
Right.
was very close to them. The woman's husband was deported. She chose to go with her husband
Exactly.
and take the children.
Well, family reunification in your own country.
Right.
You all
That's
believe
right.
in family reunification.
She
Well,
did what she
well,
wanted to
well,
do.
well,
It was no
right.
question for her.
Right.
And let's ask the question. Where in the world can you go and demand citizenship?
No.
I've lived in Europe, and I know for a fact that if you go there demanding anything, you will not get.
Try doing it in
You're
Mexico.
just going to get it. We have some pretty strict rules in Mexico.
I believe if you cross their border, it's automatic 2-year sentence. Automatic.
Our immigration rules should directly mirror Mexico.
Right.
Oh yeah, they've got it right. That one thing they have absolutely right.
Yeah, I did some research on that, and I was very surprised. Like you're saying, Europe, it's tight as a drum, and they'll just laugh at you. And then what's interesting is the Latin American countries, Latin American countries, Central America, South America, are even worse. You go to jail, and it's like right into the jailbird. You're a jailbird, and it's pretty hilarious because the irony there just makes me laugh sometimes, because you try to talk to somebody about this issue, and you sort of shoot down their arguments immediately, and then usually that's when they start getting emotional and they get a little erratic because the truth, they just can't accept it. And if they're from Mexico, they know it to be the truth.
Absolutely, absolutely.
By their own
But everything is the smoke and mirrors of the conversation. You know, when I stand up and I talk to some of these people, oh, well, our struggle is the same as your struggle. And, we're going through civil rights the same as you did back in the 60s, your people did in the 60s. No, it's not the same thing. It is my family. We've been here roughly about 9 generations. It's my family's bones that are buried across this country.
I think
not
that's a lot of
theirs.
nerve.
And none of them was there during the civil rights movement.
There's no similarity
You
there
don't
at all.
None at all.
You don't sneak into this country
Right.
in the belly of ships in chains.
Very true.
Okay? So that comparison, please stop that comparison. Absolutely not. There is no whatsoever any comparison
And,
to our experience here.
Another thing is, it's no longer ask not what you can do for your country, but ask what this country can give you.
Folks, I got to wrap this up. This was so much fun, but I've got to wrap this up. I want to thank my guests. This is a hot topic. We're all going to have to give it some thought. And all I can say is this has been California Kaleidoscope, and my little saying is look for California Kaleidoscope here because we'll be looking for you out there. Thanks very much, and get educated on this topic. I think you'll learn something.
Thanks for having us.